Welcome to Challenge Forex. My name is Steve and join me today as I test the Supertrend indicator to see if this is worthwhile using for a prop firm challenge. Now on my previous video I did a test on the same indicator using Supertrend to see if it was worthwhile, and we did have two very different sort of results depending on the setup that we did. If you didn't see the last video, please go and watch it now and you'll see what I mean. But we had one really good result where we passed the prop firm challenge in only 2 days, or we would have passed in 2 days, gaining a 10% profit. Another one actually took something like about 5 months. So it was two very different setups and two different results, but worthwhile checking out the video anyway. So let's have a look at the settings. So this was requested by a follower. The idea was to do a backtest using the Supertrend indicator on the pound-yen pair on a 30-minute chart. And the first test has been completed. This is going to be part 2. And let's have a look at the settings for this one. So we're going to use 3 Supertrend indicators on the chart. The first one's going to be set with the settings of 10 and 1. The second one with 11 and 2, the third one with 12 and 3. We are going to enter long when all 3 indicators turn green, and we're going to enter short when all 3 indicators turn red. The exit is going to be closed at a take profit level, which is predetermined. We're aiming for, depending on the actual size of the stop loss, but we're looking for a 3R or 4R on the actual trade, based on the stop loss size. So if the stop loss is around 60 pips, we're going to aim for a 3R, which is about 180 pip take profit. And if we have a bigger stop loss, which is around maybe like 100 or 110 pips, we'll look for maybe a 2R only, and we'll set the stop loss of the take profit for around 200 or 220. Something around there. But if we do have a smaller stop loss, which is something around, like 50 pips for instance, we will go for a 4R and aim for around 200 pips profit. Now let's load up the backtesting software and we'll have a look at the indicator settings as well. So we've got here Supertrend is set for period of 10 and multiplier of 1. That is our first indicator. Second indicator, we've got the settings 11 and 2. The third indicator, we have 12 and 3. We're using the pound yen starting from the 1st of January 2025, and let's load up a chart using the 30-minute chart, same as the previous test. Now on this one we are risking 2%, and the goal being to make a minimum of 2R, but we are actually aiming for 3 or 4R. So if that's the case, we only need to have maybe 2 consecutive wins to actually pass the prop firm challenge, which is 10% that we're aiming for. Now the other rule that we need to look at for prop firms is the maximum daily loss. Some of them are 4% and some are 5%. So we're going to keep it low and only only risk losing 1 trade per day. And the setting we're going to have is 2%. So we're either going to lose 2% or gain 4, 6 or 8% in a day, depending on how good the trade turns out. So let's get this thing started. So we're starting off here at a weekend, sorry, public holiday I think it is, but let's look for the first trade setup anyway. We've got 3 green indicators here, so this is indicating a trade setup for long, the stop loss is going to the bottom indicator, or the most distant indicator. So we're looking at around 70 pips roughly for that one. And so we're going to do 3 after this one, 210 pips for the take profit. And first trade turned out to be a loss. It just went straight down and hit our stop loss straight away. And that's quite common when I do these back tests. We usually win, or we usually lose the first couple of trades before we actually get a win. So today's not looking really any different. So we can't actually risk another trade on this same day, so we'll wait now till overnight and then look for the next trade setup. Now we can see here that we've got one of the indicators is green and the other two are red. So we're just looking at now for all three to be the same color. Red for a short, green for a long. Now we've got two greens. Okay, now we have 3 indicators turn green. We're looking at 60 pips. 60 pips for the stop loss. So we're going for 3R on this one. That'll be 180 pips take profit. So far it's heading in the right direction, and there we go, we've hit our take profit. So now we can see here that we are actually up by 3.67% at the moment after having 1 loss and 1 win. So that's a really good result. Keep going now, looking for our next trade. We don't want to have another trade on the same day. Okay, so here we're still looking at longs, and we've got 2 green indicators. We're just looking for 1 more. Now we have 2 reds, and now we have 3 reds. And just get the right moment. This is where we had our 3rd red indicator. Stop loss is around 70 pips. And this doesn't have to be exactly on the line, just using round numbers to make it easier for the calculations. So 70 and 3R will take that 210 pips. Okay, so order's been placed. Okay, take profit has been hit, and we are now at 9.87%. So we've had 2 winning trades so far, but we haven't quite reached our take profit yet. So we still need to have 1 more trade before we can actually, or 1 more winning trade before we've actually passed our prop firm challenge. The other thing as well is we don't need to wait for the next one to hit our take profit. The trade only has to get us into a small profit, so we only need to make about $13–14 to actually make our 10% take profit that we're after for the prop firm challenge. So let's have a look for the next setup on the following day. Okay, so here we've got 2 green indicators, sorry, 1 green and 2 red. We have 2 greens, okay, now we have 3 reds. Take profit is 60 pips. Oh, sorry, the stop loss is 60 pips. So we're going for 3R on this one. And remember, we only have to get over the balance of 11,000 for our prop firm challenge to actually pass. So let's just see if we can do that fairly quickly or if we get stopped out. So this one we actually got stopped out, so we're back down to 7.63% now. So looking at the next day for another setup. It's a shame that that one actually stopped us out when it did, because it actually did go back and go in our direction after all. Okay, we've got the start of a new day and we do have 3 red indicators here. Stop loss is around 60. Okay, we can actually close out our trades here. So we can see here that we actually have a 10% gain on the account. So close the trade and we've actually reached our target. That was actually quite easy, only risking 2% per day, but with good risk to reward, we're actually getting a really good result on that one. So let's have a look at the stats. And this is a really good setup. The first trade was a loss, as we saw, or the first 2 were losses. So the first trade was a loss and then we had a few wins after that. So the graph doesn't really show very much. Those trades, we actually took 5 trades in total to pass this prop firm challenge. The date that we've done is just under 2 weeks. So our first trade was the 2nd of January this year, 2025. And the last trade was the 13th of January. Statistics, this should be good. So made $1,012 profit, which is, we had to beat $1,000 to make 10%. It's great. We've got a profit factor of 3.37. We had 5 trades. Out of that we had 3 wins and 2 losses. Now the trades that won were actually much bigger than the losing trades, so that's what actually helped us to get to our profit target so quickly. So I would say this is a good strategy and might be worthwhile testing a little bit more and possibly using for a prop firm challenge. But I thought the result of that one was really good, and I will do some more testing, but watch out for my next video. I'm going to do more tests on the Supertrend indicator to see if I can find what is the best setting to actually use for this one. If you do want to see more of these trade strategies being tested for prop firm challenges, hit the like and subscribe button now, and watch out for my next video. Thank you.